We're back with Bobby and JJ Radio. Today's show is Behind the Scenes, where we talk about all the players that work behind the scenes to make these real estate transactions go smoothly. Sometimes not, but most of the time they usually do. But these are the people that actually make it happen. A lot of buyers and sellers feel that they put in an offer and then they end up closing. There's a lot of things that go behind it, how we make it all work and how we get financing done and everything. The first gentleman we're going to talk to is Tim Miller. He's the owner of Access Insurance. He represents over 20 carriers, including Hartford, Progressive, Travelers, and MetLife. He does auto insurance, home insurance, health insurance, life insurance, business and commercial insurance. His team provides 6 quotes for everyone. A lot of insurance people try to push 1 or 2 options for you, but he does 6 quotes, and his website is 6quotes.com. Thank you so much for coming by, Tim. We've been meaning to have you for a very long time.
Thank you for having us here.
How you been?
Been very well.
Good. So let's talk about homeowners insurance. What exactly is homeowners insurance?
Well, homeowners insurance is a policy written to protect the home. It simply sits there and guards against certain perils such as wind, fire, hail, perils that you would normally associate a policy to cover or for your homeowner's insurance to cover. There's also extra coverages for, say, water damage,
Right.
Jewelry coverage, etc. But for the most part, your main basic perils are covering your home.
Sure. So Bobby has some vintage, like Barbra Streisand records. Are those usually covered in regular, like
They're priceless.
They're priceless.
Those would actually. You can endorse or add those on as
Bobby, you're
specialty
good.
coverage.
You're good then.
I'm
man.
good. So why would somebody who's buying a new home need home insurance?
Well, for a couple of reasons. The main reason is your lender is going to require that. They want to protect their interest in your home.
Sure.
So the mortgage company will require it. And it's obviously a good idea to have some type of protection to protect that the investment that you just made. Most likely it'll be the biggest investment a person makes in their lifetime.
For sure. Actually, you're talking about the little different things that it covered. I remember one time I had a policy. It wasn't with you, and so that's probably what the problem was to begin with. But
No doubt.
I know. But there was a situation where there was a lot of, I can just tell you, wind-driven rain wasn't covered on my policy. And so they covered the actual roof, the damage on the shingles. But because the shingles would flap up and water would come in, they didn't cover the damage inside of my house. And I was up a creek at that point because I had the wrong coverage, and it was because I had the wrong insurance agent. I think that's really what it was.
I agree.
Yeah, because here in San Antonio, you don't need hurricane insurance, but you definitely need wind-driven rain because we have really high winds and we get hail.
I've never even heard of it.
I know. It's you live, you learn, or you talk to Tim. That's how it goes.
Well, what you want to find, and I'm glad you brought that up because I'm
glad I did too.
I have a lot of customers that actually opt for price as opposed to coverage and price.
Right, what they need.
Exactly.
Instead of what they want to pay.
And it's very important because, as you well know, I mean, when you have a claim, a lot of times you end up getting what you pay for.
Sure, and you're the one that just sat me down and customized stuff from our family, and that's one of the things that I love about your company is that it's you're being honest and you're saying, look, we can get you what you need, and then the wants, the Barbra Streisand vintage albums, all that's a want, but what you get is what we need, and that's the most important thing.
So Tim, what
Absolutely.
are some of the factors that would affect somebody's homeowner insurance premium?
There are several factors. The biggest factor is the age of the home. The older a home is, normally the more expensive
Sure.
the insurance will be. And that goes, for basic reasons. The propensity for something to happen on an older home is more likely than something to happen on a newer home. The value of the home, the square footage, the bigger the home is, normally the more expensive it is to insure. What the type of siding is around the home. If you have brick as opposed to simply having wood siding, that could cause an increase as well. Several factors are there to assist in pricing and keeping the price down. Things like alarm systems and having a monitored alarm system in the house where you're monitoring a central company. That would certainly bring or assist in bringing the price down. The biggest component to bringing a price down is what's called packaging your home and auto together.
Right.
Or packaging your home with your auto.
And your life.
And life insurance as well.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So you kind of get a bulk discount is what it really is. When you
Correct.
sit someone down and you say, hey, look, you have your car insurance with this company, you have your your life insurance with this company, but insurance is insurance, usually with reputable companies, and you kind of bulk them all together, and then you make their overall money last longer for the family because you get them a bulk price on all three.
Exactly, and it's not just that, but if you think about it, it's what you want when you have a claim or a billing issue. You want to just call one number.
Yeah.
I mean that for the most part, and preferably an agent, not a call center.
Yeah,
Preferably Timm's.
preferably Timm's company, yeah, because they have
6quotes.
6quotes.com. That's it. So you're talking about these protective devices. We just had ADT on last week. They had a great segment, and they were talking. They scared me to death because I didn't have any, security. But so you get a discount on your home insurance if you have an alarm system that's monitored, correct?
That's correct.
And if you have a secured home with deadbolts, and you guys check a lot of stuff.
How much of a discount is it usually?
It can range up to 20%.
Wow, that's crazy. That should almost cover a lot of the costs of.
Well,
not a lot, but it can cover some of it.
The cost of the actual security system.
Maybe, yeah, right. Maybe a portion of it.
It never really covers the cost. The monthly, let's say it's $35 a month. As far as the cost goes, maybe you'll see $70 to $80 a year.
Sure.
Up to maybe $100 a year as far as your discount.
Yeah, but you can cover a couple months at least.
But it's peace of mind.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. And let's talk about claim histories. So if someone is more prone, I didn't know this, that you have a credit report and you have a clue report. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So a really good friend of mine, he had an outrageous clue report. I guess he had awesome credit. I know this dude, and I've known him since we were kids. But when he got his insurance quote when I sold him a house, the word is flabbergasted on the quote that he got. And I was mad at, whoever gave him the quote. And they're like, no, this guy makes more claims than anyone else in the world. And so it's, so insurances look at you like you make maybe too many claims for a human being, or you're in too many car wrecks, or you've been broken into too many times. You get that little black cloud running around you, and it does actually affect you, right? As far as the insurance goes. It
can affect you, absolutely. Now, what companies have done, and the state has a hand in this in regulating it, but if the claims have been, and this is regarding homeowners insurance, if the claims have been weather related, usually weather related claims aren't counted or not a negative, not a black mark.
Right. Yeah.
But the 3 theft claims in a year, or the 1 theft claim, and then maybe 2 or 3 water claims can certainly, non-weather claims, let's say, can certainly have an effect on a rate. Absolutely.
I got you. Sure. So what else does, homeowners insurance covers flood, fire, and then theft. But you can customize a lot more than that, right?
Right. And for flood, we're talking about indoor flooding.
Right.
So outdoor flooding, what we call rising waters, that would be covered and is only covered by FEMA.
FEMA,
right? Or a subsidiary of FEMA. So if you are in a flood zone, if you're kind of close to a creek, we have a lot of people that move here from other areas, Houston, or areas that tend to rain and flood quite a bit.
Sure.
Even if they're not in a flood zone, we have people buying flood policies because when they were in Houston, they were told they were not in a flood zone.
And then you become in a flood zone.
Yeah.
But FEMA changes their maps every 2 to 4 years.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
So if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Bobby and JJ Radio. We're sitting with Timm Miller from Access Insurance. We're going over everything we need to know about insurance coverage. And so if you can just tell us, what all does it protect outside of your home as far as flood insurance?
As far as flood insurance, if you had, let's say that there was a creek behind the house and it rose and you had maybe 2 inches of water that got into the house, you would have full protection against assuming that you chose this, full protection against the flooring, the items that are permanently attached to the house, but also those items that are contents, items that can move in and out of the house.
Sure. And so talk to me about replacement costs, and what does replacement costs mean, and who pays this replacement cost?
Replacement costs are going to be things that replacement cost is getting a like item or getting replacement for a like item. So let's give you an example.
So like a CD of Barbra Streisand instead of
there you go.
I don't like Barbra Streisand, in case anyone's wondering.
Barry Manilow.
No, Barry's a different story.
But let's say that you had a flat screen TV.
Sure.
And it was stolen. You're able to, with replacement costs, you're going to get that quality, like measurement, et cetera. So say the 42-inch flat screen, that would be replaced to brand new, as opposed to getting like car insurance where there's depreciation included.
Sure.
There is no depreciation in replacement cost.
Is there a deductible in replacement cost?
There is. On homeowners insurance, all homeowners insurance carries a deductible.
Of some sort, yeah.
Yes, and it can, obviously, just like car insurance or health insurance, the higher the deductible, the lower the premium.
Awesome. So, Tim, thank you so much for just enlightening us with everything that you know about insurance. I know that if anyone wants to get a new estimate or get a different quote than what they're getting right now, they can go to your website, which is sixquotes.com. Or even if you want to do something personal for their family, they can get a hold of you at 210-771-6598. Again, that's 210-771-6598. Is that correct?
That is correct. Or they can call the office, which is 210-499-5433.
Great.
We'd love to help review your insurance for you. That would be amazing.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim, so much. We'll be right back with Shane Tokum and Megan Sanders. They're going to talk about home warranty and title. You're listening to Bobby and JJ Radio.